All right, guys, I'll get started. Like I said previously, I had a couple more people join. My name is Rich Free. I'm your current president of the Community Basketball League. On with me is Mick Snyder. He's the referee assigner. We also have Barry Perizzetti, commissioner, and Nate Kober, who's the vice president and the moderator here tonight. If you guys have any questions during the chat, you guys can either raise your hand in the chat feature or just put it on the chat and I will see it and I will answer any questions you guys have. I will get started with the main part of the rule book. Most of you guys are in 3rd and 4th grade. However, I can definitely go over the entire rule book because I see guys like Ted Cole and a couple other coaches that are doing multiple teams this year, which again is a thankless effort for all of you who have decided to take the time out to coach in the CBL. Nate, if you could scroll down to page 2 or page 3 since first part. So coaches, you guys are not permitted to text another coach, call another coach to reschedule a game. You guys have to go through your representative and they contact the representative from the other organization to cancel, postpone, reschedule another game. Nate is actively working on the schedule as best as he can. However, he also has finals and a full-time job. With that being said, he is attempting to get as many games in this weekend as he can. Be anticipated to play a game this weekend. If not, there will be games next weekend before Christmas break. The only way games will be canceled during the season would be because of weather-related issues, COVID-19, or scheduling mishaps. Let's say Forks Community Center has 2 games scheduled at 1 o'clock and Gym 1 at the same time. That's the scheduling mishap. We will reschedule that. If U.S. coaches cannot make a game, either you have to try to find a parent or an assistant coach, if you have one, to run that game, or your representative could potentially step in and coach that game. We cannot reschedule games because of work-related issues, mainly because there's only so many weeks in a season, and we only have so much gym time to get these games in. So please, please, please play your games as they're scheduled. General rules, I'm not going to read every single thing in here. I'm just going to read the main points. If no officials show up, no game is played. If one official shows up, they're getting both fees. So each coach is paying $30 no matter the age group. If one official shows up for some reason, they're getting $60 because they're still taking time out of their day to ref a game, and it's not fair to them, unfortunately, that they're the only referee there. So to encourage them to give their best effort, we're going to pay them both fees. If your team is not dressing on the floor within 10 minutes after your game time is scheduled, it's a forfeit. And any player that arrives 15 minutes after the start of the game is prohibited from playing the game. If anybody shows up, if you show up to a gym and a team doesn't show up and it's a forfeit, do not pay any referees. We will be told of the forfeit, and as the league, we will pay both referees and we will obtain the money from the organization who forfeited. Please, 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 rule number 5, all players must have first and last names written in both scorebooks prior to the start of the game. The best way to do it, get an Excel spreadsheet real quick, first, last name, and jersey number. Print out 12 of them. You'll have 12 games. You give it to the other team in between games. You guys exchange, write them all down before the game starts. Simple as that. Players can be taken out by halftime if they do not show up. So if they show up late and they're not in the scorebook, they can't play. So they have to be in beforehand. And then at halftime, if you don't know if a kid's showing up and now they're not there by halftime, just cross them out the scorebook. Make sure both scorebooks have them out. All children in uniform must play. There's a way in your scorebooks to mark, you only have to mark it one time that a player came into the game. All halftimes are 4 minutes this season. And make sure they are not wearing any jewelry of any kind or anything that is deemed unsafe. So if you have a young girl and they have braids in their hair, or a young boy and they have anything hard that could damage another player, injure them, they cannot play with that. They have to either take out their earrings, take off their bracelets, or they can't play unless it's a medical device. They cannot put Band-Aids over their earrings. They have to take them out for an hour or they can't play. Only 3 coaches can sit on the bench during the game max.
Hey, Rich.
As well.
Rich.
Go ahead, Mick.
We might want to let the coaches know that we were told at PIAA, as far as safety, braids in the hair that you just went over.
Yep.
2 things. First off, err on the side of caution. And secondly, the ultimate decision of whether or not the child plays is up to the official. If he deems it unsafe, he or she does not play. Case closed. So don't run that risk. We're just giving you a heads up beforehand. I had my officials meeting last night. Let everybody know that they have the authority, and we had that at our PIAA meeting, that if they deem it unsafe, the child does not play. So, please take that into consideration. And when your kids do show up, make sure you don't run that risk.
Yes. Nate, next page, please. New rules for this season. A player may play in any other non-scholastic organized basketball league during the CBL season. So if you have a kid that's playing in the CBL and you have a kid playing in the Lehigh Valley League or the Winter League at Forks Township, they can play. But middle school kids, high school kids cannot play for the CBL and middle school or high school scholastic basketball. A player cannot play for 2 different organizations in the same season. So you cannot play for Palmer and Nazareth in the same season. No player can play within the same organization on 2 different teams, same grade division. So 4th grade developmental, 4th grade competitive, or if an organization has 2 4th grade teams, they cannot play on the same team. They can play on 4th grade and a 5th grade team, 6th grade, 7th grade, but not in the same grade group. Please, please, please tell your parents, other fans that show up, kids, your assistant coaches, anybody that you can tell to respect the game, and their kids are here to have fun. Anybody that is insinuating or promoting violence will be expelled from the league and all events. Please, please, please. This is for fun. This is a recreational basketball league. Let's keep this league going, please. Grade and age requirements, that's more of your representative to do for the rosters. Instructional rules division, this is 3rd grade instructional. They're playing 4-minute quarters, 8 minutes. 4 8-minute quarters, running clock. Clock stops at 4 minutes each quarter to do substitutions. If you have 10 players or more, you take your 5 out that are on the court and put 5 more back in. If you have 5 and 4, you take out 4 and put 4 in with one of the starters and keep doing that at the end of the quarter, 4 minutes, halftime, so on and so forth. This is instructional. There's no standings kept, no wins and losses. Just play everybody equally and let them have fun. Clock stops for shooting fouls, injuries, and I didn't put in there, but if kids' shoes get untied, clock stops while they tie their shoe. Rules in there as well. Coach must go in order of the scorebook. So if you've got your starting 5 and then you have 5 more kids, the first 5 start, you take them out, next 5 play, so on and so forth. Players can foul out in instructional. Referees are not going to call little ticky-tack fouls most of the time, but I had a kid a couple years ago who was running kids over. He should have fouled out of the game. Players can foul out. This is why you must also keep a scorebook. There's no press at any time, no overtime, no timeouts. Once the team's up by 10 or more, score will be removed. And the team with the lead will not be allowed to defend past the top of the key. That was agreed by all the representatives and the board when we published this rule book. Halftime, the scorebook will be reset to 0-0. That is all of your instructional based rules. They will also use 28.5-inch basketballs.
Rich, what is the foul limit?
Foul limit is 5 for all
Okay,
divisions. 5 fouls. You're welcome. And then a 12-foot foul line is used. There's no violation unless they go for a rebound. They can jump over it and stop, but if they jump over it and proceed to go for the rebound, they are in violation. Overall, you guys are paying $30. Everybody's paying $30 for each age group for referees this season. Boys and girls competitive. This is also for developmental this season. You're playing two 20-minute halves with a running clock. Rule number 2, the clock stops for all whistles in the last 2 minutes of each half for every whistle. Once the ball gets back in play, clock runs again. If the basket's made, clock keeps running because there's no whistle. 4 timeouts a game, 1 additional timeout per overtime period. Overtime periods are 3 minutes. And then the mercy rule's in there as well. Once a team is up by 25 points, the clock runs except for timeouts and injuries.
Hey, Rich.
Yes.
A clarification there. I was talking to one of the officials this morning. It says the mercy rule at a 25 score differential in the second half.
Yep.
Should be at, take that out, it should be at any time. It could happen in
Should
the
be
first
at
half.
any time.
Yeah. So
You are
he
correct.
took it to mean it only does the mercy rule when it's in the second half, not in the first, which is not true.
Yes.
Okay.
We will change that tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Fourth, 5th, and 6th grade are all using 28.5-inch basketballs. We changed the rule. We can go to the next page, Nate. 4th grade division, 12-foot basketball line is used for the foul line. No 3-point shots in the 4th grade division. And then we'll take out that 3rd grade for the press because that's all instructional. But no press for 4th grade except the last 3 minutes of the game or overtime. So previous years, it was written in there, but it wasn't in bold, and we never had a rules interpretation meeting. A lot of people read that as the last 3 minutes of each half. It is the last 3 minutes of only the game, and then overtime if you go to overtime. No press is allowed by any group. 4th grader up, went ahead by 15 points or more. If that spread then drops to 14 or under, a team then can press again.
Rich, one quick question, just so I understand.
Yep.
No defense above the key for 3rd graders basically throughout the game.
Yes.
Okay, thank
A
you.
lot of people wanted a shorter defensive pack so the offense can get the ball over
Yep,
and
excellent.
attempt to play offense.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 3-point shots are allowed 5th grade and up. 5th and 6th grade are using 28.5-inch basketballs. 7th and up are using men's basketballs, and all girls are using 28.5-inch basketballs. Rosters, that's more for your organization when they organize your rosters. Penalties, any team violating the rosters, so that's an organizational thing. Coaches, please have a rule book at your games. We're making one for just referees as well, a little shorter one, so they don't get like the rosters and all of the other stuff that they don't necessarily need at the game to officiate the game. Coaches, please either download the PDF or print it out, put in your rule book, put it in your scorebook and just have it at the game. When you are at a facility, please always be with your kids. Do not let kids go off unless they're grabbing a drink quick. Don't let them come into the gym, go into a team's hallway and start dribbling a basketball and running up and down the court without you, running up and down the hallway without you there. Always keep track of your players and where they are. Only one coach can stand during the games unless they receive a technical foul and they have to sit. Penalties, if you do get a technical foul, $10 fine for the first, 20 second, 40 for the third. If you are ejected, you must leave the room. However, you still have to, if a referee calls you back to maintain order with your team or because a kid's injured and you don't have any other coaches, you can then come back in. However, if another coach is not able to coach, you will forfeit that game. 3 technical fouls. If you coach 1 team, 2 teams, 3 teams or more, if you get 3 total technical fouls, during the season, you'll be suspended for the league for coaching for the season. And then again, insinuating or promoting or actually doing the physical violence against anybody or result in permanent dismissal. I stress this all the time. It's a recreation league. Please go in there to have fun and encourage kids to have fun. If you get ejected from a second game, you'll be suspended from the CBL for the rest of the year. Same thing if you get 3 technical fouls. Nate, I believe we are reaching the end. That is the end. So one more thing, we are posting on the website shortly once we get all the information from all the organizations, if you have to wear masks or not. At the moment, I know Pax and OSA, and I have at least 5 other schools that will make everybody wear masks unless they are physically playing on the court, including referees. So coaches, the table, scorebook and clock, fans, they will all have to be masks. Wind gap is one, as someone just commented. You will need a mask. We will post everything on the CBL website once we get information from everybody. However, just please keep a mask on you at all times. And if they say you have to wear one, wear one. And if you don't, put it in your pocket and save it for next game. And I believe that is it. If anybody has any questions, you can either put in the chat or unmute yourself one at a time.
Rich,
Yes.
I got a question.
Yep.
In regards to the 3rd grade girls instructional.
Yep.
They cannot, I just want to make sure I heard this right. They cannot play defense outside the 3-point key. Is that right?
Back up to instructional. I believe it said a lead, if you have a lead.
Did you answer that? Because mine locked up.
Yep, I'm going to go back up.
Okay.
So right. I think it's the second part. Yep, there you go.
Defense
Games this weekend, possibly. Definitely next weekend. But Nate is actively working on the schedule right after
Rich,
these
when will you
meetings.
know for sure if there'll be games this coming weekend?
By tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow at the latest, tomorrow night at the latest.
All right, I'm going to go back to that again, Rich, because it says
Yep.
they can't go at the half-court line, right?
Yes.
Because I know I
I'm
did the
looking
3rd
for it,
grade
I'm
boys
sorry.
a couple of years ago where you had to give them like 3 to 5 feet. I'm okay either way. I just want to know, just for everybody's sake, that if you're inside the 3-point, that's fine. If you give them 5
There
feet,
you
10
go.
feet, that's another.
Number 9, Nate. The team with the lead will not be able to defend past top of the key.
Okay.
But does that go with number 8 that says once the team leads by 10 or more points? Like if it's a 3-point lead, can you defend above the top of the key?
Yes. But please don't go all the way to half court because you can only defend in your front court. So front court also allows the offense to get both feet and the basketball into their front court before they establish front court status.
Got it. Thank you.
So if you guys put them up to the 3-point line or, play up a little higher originally, but don't go all the way up to half court. Let them get the ball over
Gotcha.
and play half court. I'll see what else we got. Substitution is only for 3rd grade instructional, 5 at a time. Competitive and developmental, basically free substitution. 4 timeouts a game, all 30 seconds. 4th grade boys competitive can play any defense that they want. 4th and up. Any defense they want, but they cannot press once they're up 15 points.
Can you go over those press rules? Do you mind going
rules.
over those press rules one more time for competitive?
For 4th and
was
up?
it? Yeah, for 4th grade. Was
4th
it
and
only
up,
the
you
last
cannot
3
press
minutes?
when you're up 15 points.
Okay. What
But
was that
4th
last
grade-
3 minutes rule?
Yes, 4th grade. Last 3 minutes of the game and overtime.
Okay. Rest of the game, half court defense only.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
And then the offense needs both feet and the basketball over the half court line. So please tell your kids to back up some, let them get over half court and then play defense, because a lot of referees will tell them to back up to the next like volleyball line behind half court before they can play defense. If you guys do not have any other questions, you guys can most definitely depart the meeting. I thank you all for joining. We will have more people joining soon for 5th grade and up, basically. But like Ted, I saw Ted join. I don't know if he left yet. You got the whole rule book. If you would like to leave, you can.
Is the rule book on the website?
Rule book is on the website.
Changes that we just made now will be updated tonight as well.
No worries, just checking.
You can either just there's a search bar. You can either just search rule and it should pop up, or if you tap on CBL info twice. So if you're on your phone,
It's also under coaches forums.
yes, or you go to CBL info and then just press CBL info, rule book and bylaws.
Great. Thanks for your
Hold on.
efforts, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
So I'm also coaching 7th grade competitive. I mean,
Yes.
is everything that pretty much the same that you said? Plus what they can press at any time, and what up to 15-point lead or something?
15 point. Yep. Everything's same. The only difference with 4th grade is they cannot press until the last 3 minutes of the game. That's
Okay.
your, and then basketball size and 4th grade are not scoring 3-point shots. Everything's 2s and then free throws.
Gotcha. And free throws, is it the regular foul line that can go over, or is there another
4th grade
line?
is 12 foot. So regulation is 15. They can go up 3 feet.
Okay.
On that
Thank you.
note, Rich, it would be very nice if the organizations could, put a line 3 feet from the foul line,
Yes.
or do something so the officials aren't guessing as to you can come up this far or whatever. But that's possible. Put I don't know if you want to put a piece of tape down, but just something 3 feet from the foul line.